to show you here is Google Classroom. I'm posting every assignment on my essay, as are the other teachers at St. Andrews, but I'm also using Google Classroom as a way to integrate our communication between students, between teacher and student, and then you're also welcome to join if you'd like to have access to all of this information as well. The way that you might get to Google Classroom is simply typing in classroom.google.com. You might also notice that if you go to your student's Algebra 1 page, under topics, this is in my essay, under topics, there's a link here to Google Classroom, and that will get you there as well. If you've never signed in before, it'll prompt you to join as a teacher or as a student. You can choose either. Perhaps student would be a little bit easier. That way you don't get inundated with more information than you really need. And you would see the exact same thing that your student is seeing. What you would do then is sign in with your St. Andrews account. This isn't available to every Gmail account. It's only education accounts. So you have to sign in with your St. Andrews email. And then what you can do is see that there's this little plus here. It's going to show up in this location beside your name. Yeah, you click the plus, join class, and then put in this code here. 5CBRPSM, and that will automatically join you to our class. And again, you'll have access to all of this information. So what we do is essentially anything that's coming up in class, I announce in class. I also post it here, which dumps directly into the email for your student. Also, I encourage many of your students to download this app onto their phone. If they have it on their phone, then they get a text message as well saying that this announcement has been posted. Also, assignments are posted here, and occasionally we'll have a conversation, right? So if somebody forgets what sections are in the quiz, another student or I could reply, and then everybody has access to that information. What this does is, and one of the things that I really like is it integrates right into Google Drive, and I'll show you what that looks like. So if Google Drive is something that you're familiar with, then you can just navigate to it on your own, but if you aren't, then you can go to drive.google.com, and this is just a cloud storage service that comes free with everybody's St. Andrews email account. So many of your students are using Google Drive specifically, maybe through Classroom, as a way to organize all of their information. By joining Classroom, they automatically have this folder in their Drive, one labeled Classroom. And then for each teacher, each class that is using this platform, another folder will automatically appear. The one that will appear for you, for your student, is Algebra 1. And then anything that they've been working on that shows up in the stream will also show up in their Drive, right? So journal entries that they've been working on, and especially any documents that they may need to refer to in the future. So 2 different ways of accessing the information that's on Google Classroom. All right. So now what I want to show you is 2 different assignments we have going on at the same time. One is called a problem-solving journal, okay? And what I have found in working with students in the past is that word problems, application problems, tend to be the most complicated problems to work. They can be very strong at solving equations, but not so strong at solving the equation and knowing what the answer means. And so what I like to do is build this assignment where they have a whole list of problems to choose from, and then they just work consistently at getting better at solving word problems. So in Google Drive, if we go down the stream, which works just like a Twitter feed or Facebook or any kind of social device, you just scroll down and everything still exists. You find something called the problem-solving journal. I've already got it open up here. It looks like this. Pages and pages and pages of problems. Now, what I'm doing is starting everybody on this about the same level of problem, and then as we practice, students will be placed into appropriately challenging word problems. So those students who are finding these sorts of problems easy will find more difficult ones, not overly difficult, not to stress out, but just to push to learn more. And then students who need to spend more time in this level will do that. What you'll notice also is that each problem has a point value, 5, 10, 15 points. That kind of indicates, even within this level, level A, that there are multiple levels of complexity for any particular problem. So what we're doing is we're taking one day each week, usually Monday, unless we don't have school on Monday, and just using the entire 45 minutes to work on these problems. These problems come without context, meaning they're not in chapter 1 when we're doing solving one-step equations. They're just here for us to solve. And so what I'm asking your student to do is use any method that he or she sees fit to solve this. All they need to do is show me their work. They could draw a picture, they can make a diagram. Some students find it much more easy to write me a paragraph about how they came to their conclusion. But I do want to see their thought process. Now for grading these, I'm going to grade them without partial credit. So show your work, get a correct answer, earn 5 points. However, for wrong problems, your student can rework them until the due date. So for example, I have some that are turned in now. They're turned in before the due date. So I'm going to go through, see which ones are correct, not correct, let the student know, and then the student will have an opportunity to correct it before the final turn in. We're going to have a series of due dates for this so that they can kind of work on developing long-term planning skills. Each of those due dates are going to be at the end of a problem-solving lesson, so at the end of a Monday or a Tuesday. And they're going to be at 25-point increments. So 25 points, correct points will be due one day, 25 or 50 correct points will be due after that. Before Thanksgiving, they will have accumulated 100 correct points for this. And those 100 points will go in as a test grade. Okay? I'm happy to field questions about this a little bit further. That's the basic overview of this assignment. Now, what I've told them specifically is that I want them to work these problems here on campus. They're going to be keeping their journals in class. So one class a week will be working on them together. They have 4 opportunities during the week to come into office hours. I have office hours Monday and Wednesday mornings starting at 7:45, and Tuesday and Thursday afternoons from 3:30 to about 4. They also can take these journals to the math lab during the school day during their free period. What I've said is, if they work at home, they do have access to these problems at home. If they're working at home, they can get help from a tutor, from you, from a brother or sister, from a friend. But I ask that they rework them on their own when they come to class. So get some practice with someone who can give them a little encouragement, a little direction, but then rework them on their own when they get to class. Okay? So what I'm hearing students repeat back to me is that they can't work on them at home, which is not the case. They can work on them at home, but I want them to then work them again on their own in class. Let me see how they're doing. Okay? Now, I have another structure going on. We are working through the book that you all have bought from the bookstore. We have a test coming up next week. And so I've given them this preparation to get ready for the test. It's all things that we've already looked at in class. But I want to give them an opportunity to go back and really practice and fill in. I've also gotten some questions about what can I take, where can I find extra work, or what can I take to the person who's helping me learn outside of school. This is a perfect assignment for that. So in class, we're working through these at our own pace, but we'll all be ready for the quiz at the same time. So your student has been assigned either assignment A, assignment B, or assignment C. And these also come from Google Classroom. You'll see assignment C, assignment B, assignment A. They're going over the same material, it's just that the complexity is a little bit different based on what your student is ready for. So I'll walk you through what's going on. So in this assignment, they're divided into chapters that we've covered, and then for each section, there is a video available. I'm still working on the videos for chapter 3. There's a video available. If you click the link, this blue link, it'll take you to my YouTube channel where you can get some video notes. After you take some notes, ask questions on the explanations, then out of the book, we're working on this problem set. So just working through each of these. Again, this is stuff that we've gone over in class, but this is another opportunity to see it again, to get more practice. I did consider how many minutes we'll be together working on these in class, and then also how much time your student might be able to work on these outside of class. So to get through this entire set, I anticipate them needing to use class time and about 15 to 20 minutes outside of class for each day. So the more they get done in class, of course, the less they have to do at home. But this is also something that they can take to get help on. In-class time is really an opportunity for them to ask and interface specific questions with me. So instead of everyone having to sit through the same question, I'm interfacing with your student individually with their own questions, and then they get working, and I'll be able to interface with somebody else's student. I hope this clears up some of the questions that you're hearing at home. Please feel welcome to email me. My email is danielle.derringer, DERRINGER, @standrews.net. And I'm excited to be here, and I'm excited to watch your student grow, and I am already seeing some incredible growth in confidence and skill.